Hi, this is Mrs. Trotman. I'm the teacher who is partially organizing the Museum of Fine Arts field trip, and so I just wanted to create a very short video of an orientation for what we're doing and what to expect and how much fun we're going to have. So thank you first of all for volunteering to chaperone. It's wonderful. You guys will be assigned a small group of about, between 8 and 10. Maybe 11 students, and you will shadow them throughout the day. So basically the process is in the morning you will come to school at about 9:30. You'll check in the main office, and they will send you back to the cafeteria area. The cafeteria area is on the north side of the school. So basically when you walk in, you'll go to the right of the statue that's in the middle of the courtyard. And then once you get into the cafeteria, we will be meeting by the stage area. When you're in the stage area, I'll be in the process of laying out different clipboards for each clipboard for each chaperone. And on the clipboards will be a little square of instructions, like reminders, some of the things I'm talking about now, that also has the names of the students in your group. And some name tags. So as the students roll in and they find out remember the groups that they've been assigned, they will come to you. You'll give them a name tag, and that's a great way of taking attendance because the remaining name tags, obviously the students will be absent. And so once they are gathered around you, you'll just basically kind of keep them at your table, and we're all going to go to the buses at the same time. So we will need maybe a couple of volunteers to drag the lunch coolers from the cafeteria to the buses. And so also on your list is a list of your bus assignment, like bus A or bus B. And so your students are going to go with you on that bus. And as they get on the bus, you can also continue to take attendance using the names on the clipboard, and you can write directly on the clipboard, just like a little check mark or whatnot, so we know we have everybody. And so the ride will take about 45 minutes. The students are usually okay, but certainly as a monitor, you can just make sure kids are not horsing around too much, and just feel free to monitor that. When we get there, they will get off the bus, and they're going to be going to their docents that is assigned with their particular color group. And so they will gather with their docent, which is their tour guide. And you will be getting your tour of the museum. So we're all going to split up from there into our small groups, and then we won't meet again until lunch. But we will cross paths a lot because the museum, while it's large, we'll be, waving hi to each other as we go past each other. And so while the docent is teaching, I guess your basic responsibility is just to make sure the kids are, well behaved and doing what the docent asks them to do. It's a good time. Kids usually enjoy themselves. And so also they might ask to use the restroom, but of course the restroom is through the buddy system. You may definitely allow them to go so long as they have a buddy with them, and they should be gone no longer than 2 minutes. And they know this. This is common practice in the classroom. 2-minute hall passes are pretty much all we need. And so other than that, once we are finished with the tour, that wraps up around about lunchtime. Stomachs start to rumble around 11:30, and we're pretty much being able to eat lunch by noon. So they're going to get their lunches off at the bus. We'll get the coolers off of the bus. We're going to all gather in the park-like area behind the museum where kids get to sit and eat. But there's a couple of things they want to run around far away from the group, and we can't let them go that far. And certainly they also want to climb the tree. So no, we can't let them climb the tree. So other than that, they need to stay near. But we have plenty of time. So once lunch rolls around and all of that, we need to get back on the buses by 1. So that gives us about, 45 minutes or whatever to chill and eat and rest. Weather permitting, of course. We'll scramble and figure out what we're going to do for lunch if the weather is really, really super cold or rainy or something like that. And another thing about lunches is we wrap up the lunches, we should be just kind of reminding them to make sure to throw their garbage away, or if they can't throw it away, then put it back in their bags so that we don't leave any garbage behind. And as they're getting back on the buses, they should be getting back on their assigned bus with you. So when you have your clipboard, then you can check them off for attendance again and make sure we have everybody. Another way of doing attendance, what other teachers have done in the past, is as they get on the bus, you take their name tag And then later on, you can match up the name tags that you collected to the attendance, however you wish to do that. We just want to make sure we don't accidentally leave anybody behind. And the bus ride, once again, on back is a little more rowdy than on the way there. Kids are kind of wound up from lunch and they have lots of energy. But we will return at 2 o'clock and they are going to go back to class. It's generally going to be about 6th period at the time. And then you'll just hand me back the clipboards, I'll collect the coolers, and you can go home. So once again, thank you very much for volunteering. If you have any further questions, then certainly reply to this email that this was sent in. I'm really looking forward to seeing you on our field trip this week. The end.